Dylan.
Hey, Matt.
So we've been talking about how this is one of the more weak years for
It
new
is a
Christmas
dry
content.
year, and you know what? Like,
I'm sure the
open
writers block and the actors
yeah,
block, Jesus,
actors
the
block.
writers and actors strikes
Yeah,
didn't help. I can't help but think that these are either they probably fall into one of two categories, right?
yeah.
It's either holdovers from last year
Mhm.
that they're putting out, or it's stuff where the script was written enough before the writer's strike,
Yeah.
but that they could film it before the actor's strike began,
Yeah.
but they're
Yeah.
not like fleshed out scripts. I think
Yeah,
that's
because, like, listen, the actors, most of them are phoning it in, but the scripts that they're given to work with are not helping
they're
them.
not helping the situation at all. So we've got
And nothing opens my eyes up more to that than rewatching some of our favorites from last year, and that is the Guardians Holiday Special and Spirited.
let's focus on this, right? So
Sorry, yes.
what I'm saying
Hey,
is
can we talk about Spirited again?
yeah, of this giant kind of like meh of this year, I
Mhm.
will say that when I put on Candy Cane Lane, I put on Candy Cane Lane knowing nothing about it except for Eddie Murphy Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I was fairly pleasantly surprised. I don't think it's a yearly watch. I don't even think
Mhm.
it's an every other year watch. But
Yeah.
in the realm of everything else that we got this year, I think it had the tightest script. I
Mhm.
actually think that it's one of the better Eddie Murphy performances in recent
In
memory.
recent years, for sure.
Like he gives a great performance in this.
Mhm.
There's jokes that actually work, but more than anything, like I think I just enjoyed it because it was really fucking weird and was like unapologetic at how weird it was.
Yeah,
Like,
it really was, it
like,
really was. It's also harmless.
it's
Like,
super harmless.
it's a very, like, granted, the movie is technically about a guy possibly being turned into a doll, but it just feels low stakes, even though that is a possibility.
It feels low stakes. And when I hit play, I was like, we're in trouble. Because the first thing you see in this movie is like CGI sand surfing. and I was
Yeah.
and I was like, oh no. But then shortly after that, Ken Marino shows up, and I'm just like, all right, well, I'm already kind of
Yeah.
invested because Ken Marino is like a national treasure.
Yep.
And he shows up. Eddie Murphy, like I said, is given a good performance.
Mhm.
Jillian Bell has some great comedic moments in
I
this.
really like her.
One of the first like there was two lines that I had to write down, and one of the
Mhm.
first ones was a genuine laugh that I got when they first meet Jillian Bell, and she asks she asks Eddie Murphy's character if he knows what the meaning of Christmas is. And he's like, "Of course, I love Christmas. It's about Santa Claus and ghosts making old men believe in Christmas spirit again, and like outcasts with red noses, being accepted." He goes, "Unless of course you want me to go with the religious angle." And she goes, "Jesus Christ, no." And I was like, perfect setup, delivery. And then this will make more sense later on in this episode if you haven't watched it. But when
Mhm.
she says, "Make them suffer as only the French can." So the premise of this movie is that on this small town in California, I'm guessing it's California, it's sunny and perfect
Yeah, it's
outside.
gotta be.
They go all out for Christmas on this street.
Yeah, it's gotta be California. They're doing, like, outdoor track
Yeah,
in December.
It's California. So they're all into Christmas. They're into Christmas decorating, and you've got Ken Marino's character of Bruce, who like has one of those houses that's just filled with all of these like
The blow-ups.
inflatables that yeah, boy do they like to make the blow up jokes.
So, listen, I will say we said it last year with Spirited when we were talking about the fake tree versus real tree debate, and I'll say it here with the blow-ups versus real decorations. Dude, celebrate how you wanna celebrate. Put those blow-ups all over the fucking place. I don't
No,
care.
so here's my thing though. I empathize with Eddie Murphy in the sense of for the contest, right?
Yes,
Because
yes,
a guy who just had money to buy a bunch of inflatables at the store
yes.
constantly winning while you're like slaving in your woodshed all year building homemade ornaments is infuriating. It's like when you go to a Halloween party and it's like, oh, we're gonna have a best costume contest based on
And a
votes,
store-bought
and
costume
like
wins,
a
or,
hot girl
like
in
a
a store,
spirit.
yeah, like in a spirit of Halloween costume wins after you like spent 5 hours driving around to every Goodwill trying to assemble this like
Yeah.
perfect costume.
This is hitting a little too close to home, huh?
Yeah, yeah, just no. But, but you know what I mean? Like there is that
Yeah,
feeling of like
no, I get it, I get it.
I put in work. You just bought some shit, and people
Yeah,
like
yeah,
act
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's the
I
greatest of
totally
all.
understand it, and don't get me wrong, Ken Marino's character is a huge dick, at least at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah, just a bit. But he's
Yeah,
Ken
like
Marino, so I forgive him.
yeah, exactly. But I just wanna say, like, putting that out there, your blow up decorations are just as cool as
Yeah.
somebody else putting it out
Look,
there. But for a contest, yes, I'm with you.
I think the only thing we'll ever talk a little bit of shit on is don't just fucking buy a projector that makes it look like you have lights on your house and call it a day. That's fucking lazy.
I have one up on my
How
house right
yeah,
now.
Dylan, you're fucking lazy.
I am,
Yeah.
but also I've got lights going around
I was gonna
my
say your
door.
house is decorated for Christmas all year round, so you get a
That's true.
pass.
Like in the house, yeah, I'm very like everything's cool in the house. It's outside that I need more money, dude, to
It's
rebuy
also
shit.
fucking freezing
It's
outside.
freezing and it's rainy, dude.
Yeah,
Raining
it's
around
been a
here.
wet.
It's
It
so
was a
gross.
wet Christmas.
Yeah.
So Ken Marino wins this contest every year. Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy keeps trying. He really thinks his like wooden ornaments should be getting more attention. Um,
Mhm.
but this year they announced that the winner of the contest, will get $100,000, which we'll get back to that later
This
at
is
the end.
fucking insane.
But but since Eddie Murphy's character who gets laid off that morning is like, this money could actually help us have a good Christmas. At this point, I thought that we were still just going to have like a neighbor versus neighbor Christmas decoration movie.
And I think I would have preferred that.
I think so too, but I also think that this was fine.
Yeah.
So
This very much reminded me of, and you may actually hate this movie, but I find it really inoffensive and a good background watch. This reminded me of Deck the Halls
I've never seen
with
Deck the Halls.
with Matthew Broderick and Danny
Never
DeVito.
seen
So
it. I know the cover very well.
yeah, if you look at reviews, it's god awful, and
Yeah.
I will tell you, it's god awful. But it is a decent like throw this on while I'm putting up decorations watch, or
Perfect.
throw this on while I'm doing other shit watch. And I think that for the most part, I feel that way about Candy Cane Lane as well.
Yeah, it made the time go by for me
Yeah.
at the very minimum. So in a desperate attempt to try to win this contest because he needs the money, he finds this weird store after going to all the stores and all the Christmas decorations being gone. I think that there's a really funny joke where it's decorated for Valentine's Day in one of
Yeah,
the
it
aisles, and
is.
he's complaining about how early the Valentine's Day
Yep.
decorations are up. Love that. Love that as two boys who hate when people complain about Christmas decorations being up too
And
soon.
but it's different, dude. It's fucking different, man. Like they take down Christmas decorations before Christmas. Like
Yeah.
I will still see Halloween and Christmas decorations kind of coinciding. Not always talking about Target. Like
Yeah.
Target has one section and they're like, fuck this shit, we're putting this stuff up.
Yeah.
But I'll usually see like things in tandem.
Valentine's
Like
Day is also not really a decoration holiday
it's
for most
not.
people.
And it's 2 months away still.
It's
It's not a prep holiday.
no.
Like, Halloween and Christmas are things that people think about and we build up to, and people post about that shit all the time.
Hey man,
They share their love.
you
of it.
don't know. There could be people on December 26th where they're like, "It's my time." Romantic comedies for the next 2 straight months to gear up for Valentine's Day. You don't know.
Is there a
Dylan.
Valentine 365?
We can make it. So
I don't want to do that. We'll
But
just
anyway.
watch Valentine and My Bloody Valentine
just over and over again. But then, so since he can't find any other decorations, he finds this weird shack like under a bridge,
Yeah.
and he goes in, and it's kind of dope, right? He walks
Yeah,
in, it's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's like
for
a
sure.
it's every Christmas nerd's dream inside of there.
Yeah.
And she shows him this giant tree that's a dedication to the 12 days of Christmas that
Mhm.
like will absolutely guarantee that he wins. this contest, but she
Yeah.
won't tell him how much it costs. And then she makes a very sly comment about like you practically have to sign away your life for this type of stuff. All the toys, like it almost seems like the store tries to warn him, like, don't sign that
Yeah,
contract.
yeah, yeah.
He signs the contract. He wins the contest. Well, as far as we know, he wins the contest. He blows everybody away on the opening parade where they're showing off the contest houses or whatever.
Mhm.
And then the next morning, everything's gone. And they first find some swans swimming in their pool, and they're like, "What the hell is happening here?"
Yeah.
and and that's when they find out. They go back into the store, and there's all these tiny little figurines. One voiced by Nick Offerman doing a British accent for no particular reason.
It's so weird. It's
um,
so weird. It's one of those things where you will watch it, and unless you've gone on IMDb, you will spend the entire movie going, "Is that Nick Offerman?"
yeah, who is
Because
this?
it bleeds into
Just a
the Nick
little bit.
Offerman voice
Yeah.
a little bit, and you won't realize until the very end that, oh yeah, lo and behold, it is Nick Offerman.
You find out through these tiny porcelain figures that can move and talk
Mm-hmm.
that Jillian Bell is an elf that left Santa's grasp, basically, because she saw everybody as naughty and that no one deserved presents. So she builds this store as like a honeypot, essentially, to draw in people who don't have the true Christmas spirit and punish them for not having the true Christmas spirit, which is
Fuck you.
which is crazy because like it's so clear how much Christmas spirit Eddie Murphy has that his
Yeah,
children
he's
are
like
named
fucking
after.
oozing with Christmas
Yeah,
spirit.
he named all of his kids after Christmas related things like
He
Holly.
married a woman named Carol.
Yeah, like
which I assume was the main driving factor.
that was a
for
big appeal. It was going to be Carol or a Noel. That was what he was going to look
Yeah.
for.
We're making an ad.
Napping
Yeah.
ads.
I hear that Gary Sinise is free.
Oh, okay, great.
He hasn't worked since 2020.
So, what would be the script that we would have Gary Sinise say for the Napping Through Happy Hour podcast?
Listen to this damn show. Damn it.
The Napping Through Happy Hour podcast brought to you by Geekscape.
Real life, real drama, real time.
I'm Gary Sinise.
That's the
That's
ad.
the ad.
That's the ad. That's the ad.
So he has until Christmas Eve to find the 5 golden rings that are carried by these now actual animals out in society. One of the jokes, and also Panatonix is
Yeah.
our porcelain dolls as well as like a
Yep.
group of carolers. And I did have to laugh the first time they did the joke where Eddie Murphy's about to say fuck and they interrupt it by singing fa la 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 la
Yeah.
la la. Got a
Yeah.
good cackle out of me. Like this is the problem. Like we were talking about Best Christmas Ever before this
Yeah.
episode. Best Christmas Ever is 80 minutes and there's so much to break down. This is 2 hours and it's basically just like, and from that point on, the whole family's just looking for
And
the
that's
golden
what it
rings.
is. It's
Yeah.
pretty much just looking for the golden rings. Like there's also weird plot points where the son is failing his classes,
Math.
but he's really into music.
Yeah.
But the parents are like, music is a waste of time.
Yeah, and the
To which-
daughter wants to go to a school that they don't want her to go to for college. Like,
Yeah. And basically, the parents spend most of the movie just pissing off the audience because they're just kind of being awful about their kids being into certain shit. Like, I'm pretty sure that the parents ruined their kids' chances of going to Notre Dame, which is the place she wanted to
she
go.
really wanted to go. Well,
Yeah.
to be fair,
Yeah.
it sounded like she wasn't getting into Notre Dame before they caused the scene.
That's true too. Which also, though, why was the scout? Which they do show that everyone can see the weird shit that's happening,
yes,
right? Like they established that like when there are these like elf creatures running around trying to get the fucking golden rings, everyone can see them.
Dylan, they were the Lords of Leaping. My
Yeah,
dude.
sorry, the Lords of Leaping. That's right. I didn't fucking remember. The scout wasn't like
He's just like there was like 25 infractions that I saw. Like,
yeah, like you fucked up royally. The scout wasn't like, listen, there was a lot going on there.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
come
understand
back."
most of it. I'll come back. Like, what the fuck, dude?
yeah, craziness. Well, either way, she's going to go to another school on a full scholarship, apparently, because of how crazy
Yeah.
fast she is trying to find these golden rings.
Yeah.
They get the 5 golden rings. They think everything's good. In comes Jillian Bell again, and she's
Mhm.
like, "Homeboy, you're not paying attention to the lyrics of the 12 Days of Christmas." And that's
Yeah.
when he realizes, oh shit, every day it doubles in stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's like, so if 2 turtle doves,
This is
there's
fucking
going to be
wild.
22 turtle doves. So that means that there's 40 gold rings that we have to get.
Yeah.
So they're like rushing to get the gold rings. Then David Allen Greer shows up as Santa Claus,
As Santa.
which is crazy. But
I feel like I kept forgetting that it was the 12 Days of Christmas for some reason. Like I kept going in and out of like what they're trying to get these rings. Oh, it's the 12 Days of Christmas. Like
Yeah.
I kept coming back to that.
Oh,
It
see,
felt really disconnected.
I didn't have an issue with that part, but what I do have an issue with is
Yeah.
the crazy loophole at the end of the movie where they find 38 golden rings,
Yeah.
and then Santa reminds them that their wedding rings are both gold, so they have 40. And if
But
I
those
was
aren't the
Jillian,
same fucking
yeah,
rings.
if I was Jillian Bell, I'd be like, "Well, that wasn't the fucking game, Santa."
Yeah.
If all
Yeah,
they had
those
to
are-
do was buy 40 golden rings, we wouldn't fucking be here. They would
Yeah.
have just went to the
People wouldn't
store.
be turning into dolls left and right.
Yeah, like,
Like,
but
say that to these fucking dolls. Are you gonna call them stupid?
yeah, but well, I mean, the one was stupid. She went to
The one was
Ulta to try to frankincense and myrrh, like,
Yeah.
but they are able to return all of the porcelain dolls back to their normal bodies.
Yep.
And then Santa promises to take Jillian Bell back to the North Pole because he believes in second chances. And we end with a Christmas celebration where the family is hanging out with their neighbor Bruce when Nick Offerman's character Pip shows up because he has nowhere else to go. I don't know how long he was a porcelain doll from England, but he's in the middle
Yeah.
of California now. And they have a Christmas dinner of tacos because it turns out the $100,000 was only in gift cards to a taco restaurant.
Yeah, and taco coupons. To which there's like a running gag between the two news anchors that like the one guy genuinely hates being there.
Yes. That's what I mean.
And
I
the
think that
whole-
there's good bits in
Yeah.
this movie, actually.
Yeah, there definitely are. There definitely are. It's a good background watch that you can catch some of the lines ever so often as you're doing whatever you're doing. I agree with you. It is not a yearly watch or every other year watch. This is a movie I can see myself in like 10 years going, what do I want to watch?
Yeah, that was a
Let me throw this on.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. You never know. There comes those years where you're just like, maybe I should give Candy Cane Lane another chance. Like you never
Yeah.
know when that happens. But the big twists in the movie
Mm,
at the end,
mhm.
Eddie Murphy's character gets the Christmas shop,
Yep.
and that becomes his new job. He's able to use that as a career and use his love of Christmas all year round. Hey, you and I would fucking love that.
That'd be
Love
fucking
that,
awesome.
Love that for our main character.
That would be
And
awesome.
then in a mid-credits reveal, as
Yeah.
if this is a Marvel movie, we find out that while Santa did in fact bring Jillian Bell's character back to the North Pole to give her a second chance,
Mhm.
she has to do it as a porcelain doll for a couple years, and then eventually he'll let her clean up after the reindeer in the stables, and then maybe and only maybe then will she ever get to be an elf building toys again.
To which that's just gonna make me hate this more.
Well,
Like
that was. Let me ask you an honest question.
do
do
we
you-
get a Candy Cane Lane too?
Do you think that that's set up for Candy Cane Lane too?
I'm sure that it did. Like I am sure if this gets enough viewing, like there will be one.
And we will
And we'll
begrudgingly
fucking
watch it.
Not necessarily, because I have still not watched any more of the Santa Clauses past what we've
Oh,
talked about.
I finished season 2.
I figured you had.
Yeah, but
Worth watching?
no.
All right. Just
I mean, it's better than season 1, but
Well,
still
listen.
big no.
I watched the first Santa Claus earlier, like way before Christmas. I watched the second Santa Claus a little closer to Christmas,
And then
the
that's where
third-
that franchise
Yep,
ends.
the third one came on afterwards, and I'm like, I'm good here.
Yeah, no, we
I'm
don't
all
need Martin.
set.
We don't need Jack Frost.
No.
All right. Well, Dylan,
Yeah.
kind of a lukewarm end.
Yeah, it really, really fucking is. I will say, if you are looking for some Candy Cane Lane, just listen to the Sia song.
Which, yes, that's my last note. Why is this song not in the movie?
Right?
What?
Candy Cane Lane, bring your friend
This
holiday.
Yeah, no,
It's such a
very
good song.
disappointed. Very disappointed for that song. Not
Listen,
to show
if
up.
that song came out in this movie, yearly watch.
But Dylan,
What's up, man?
doing this podcast with you makes my heart feel like it's on Candy Cane Lane.
Oh my god. Doing this podcast with you makes me feel like I can have Christmas 365 days a year.
Oh, whoa, now we won't stop till the big ball drops on New Year's. Happy holiday, have a great holiday, have a merry happy holiday.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.